Thanks for joining us today. Could you please start by giving us a brief summary of Kane Biotech?
Kane Biotech is a biotechnology company based in Canada. We're publicly traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange, the Venture Exchange, and we just recently uplisted in the US side on the OTC QB listing. We're a company that focuses on biofilm technology. This is an area where there's a lot of problems that are associated with biofilms being the way that bacteria protects itself. And our technologies are built to go in and break up, disperse those biofilms and prevent them from coming up again. We have a number of technologies that we've patented, and just in the course of the last year, 2 years, we've started to now commercialize those opportunities.
How about yourself? Could you please tell us a little bit about your background as well as the team that you've appointed to carry out the company's objectives?
My background is I've been in the technology sector for the last 30 plus years. I have been the CEO of 3 publicly traded companies in Canada. I come at the technology from a layman's perspective. I really want to understand it, but I want to see where it can be commercialized. And then the way I build my team is when I joined Kane Biotech, research and development is our wheelhouse. That's where we have the scientists that develop our technology for biofilm dispersion and prevention. But I try to build a team around that so that we have the group that can now take those concepts and those inventions forward for commercialization. So around that core of the research and development team, we've added in business development, sales, marketing, branding. We have our own GMP manufacturing capability in the organization, and we have quality control and regulatory as well. So that team is now in place to go forward and commercialize what we've got in terms of our patented and patent pending technology.
What are microbial biofilms and why are they so important to the everyday person?
Biofilms are not exactly a household term, but there's growing discussion about biofilms in society today. The way that I describe biofilms is it's the way the bacteria protects itself. So if you think of bacteria in its free-floating planktonic state, it's relatively easy to kill, either through your own human immune system or through antibiotics, antimicrobials. But bacteria are smart. They've been on the planet for more than 4 billion years, and they have created the way that they can actually protect themselves by forming these fortresses, and we call them biofilm. Examples of biofilm, the plaque and tartar that are growing in your teeth, my teeth right now, those are examples of biofilm, but they're pervasive. They're involved in wounds. They're involved in all sorts of places that can help the bacteria not be killed off by our systems, and therefore they create lots of problems.
It seems biofilm formation is ever present in a wide range of industries. Can you elaborate on which industries you see Kane Biotech able to make a difference in?
Biofilms are present in a wide range, as you said. The animal health industry, the human health industry, there's applications in commercial, industrial, hospital settings, food safety, food processing, all these kind of things. We see the opportunity for our technology to actually apply across a number of industries. And so we have a plan to start with the animal health side, and we can talk further about that, but companion pet products is where we've seen the initial applications, and then we can move from there into human health and then beyond into some of the commercial industrial opportunities.
Can you give us a sense of how big these industries are?
The applications in the industries for biofilm technology, they range in size. The animal health oral care space for companion pets is one sector that we're targeting with our anti-biofilm technology. That in the US is around $900 million in size. It's growing. Worldwide, it's about 1.5 billion. But when you move up into applications on the human side, the size of those markets typically go up by a factor of 10 to 20 times. Looking at things like applications for chronic inflammatory skin disorders, say something like seborrheic dermatitis, those market sizes will be measured in the billions of dollars range. Seborrheic dermatitis, for instance, affects 15 million Americans, and it's commonly associated with chronic dandruff. So biofilms play a major role in those diseases, and our technology has application of those. In the industrial settings, food safety, food processing, you can have biofilms contribute to problems in those areas, things like listeria outbreaks. And in hospitals, superbugs, hospital-acquired infections. These are all to do with biofilm technology.
So who do you compete with in producing biofilm resistance technologies?
We have 75 patents and patents pending. I think we're a leader in this area, but the technologies themselves have to be kind of taken forward as applications and in various industries and various applications of use. So if you look at when our technology is taken forward, for instance, into the companion pet market, we have products developed off of our patent pending technology that is there for oral care to fight, plaque and tartar that builds up on dogs and cats' teeth. In that area, there are products that we compete against in the market. There's products that are in the pet specialty store side. The majority of those products have any science behind them. They don't have any claims of efficacy because they haven't done third-party studies and third-party trials. They don't measure up in terms of safety standards because it's not a heavily regulated market from a point of view of safety. Our products are based on the science. They're based on the efficacy and the third-party clinical studies that we've done. They have safety approvals. Health Canada has a program called the Low Risk Veterinarian Health Products Program. Our products all conform to those standards. So that's where I say, from a point of view of when you get down to the actual product and you look at the application in the area of who is the competition, our technology will compete extremely well against those other companies because we do have the science, we have the efficacy, we have the safety, and we have a good value proposition.
What makes Kane Biotech stand out amongst its peers?
Well, I think we stand out, first of all, because we're a recognized leader in biofilm technology. With our patents and patents pending, we are a force. And we have a lot of technologies that can apply to a lot of different applications in a lot of different market spaces. The wheelhouse of our company is research and development. But I'm a big believer in putting the other aspects around that can increase the value of what we bring to the market. We develop technologies and we're seeking out market access partners to help those companies envisage what it is we're actually bringing to the table. We want to put branding, packaging, we want to put leading design around the product, and we want to produce it in a very safe and methodical way for them. So we actually produce the product that we use for testing in our own facility. We have a GMP manufacturing facility within our company where we produce all of the products that we use for testing and sampling, and those products are now taken out into the marketplace so that we can actually test those products. A lot of biotechnology companies do not have that capability. I believe in having sort of the full coverage of not only the research and development and the formulation work, but to actually take it forward and create the marketing, the branding, the packaging, the GMP testing, the regulatory, the safety. All of those aspects are important so that when we do find a market access partner, that we can do a technology transfer to them that can assist them getting up and running with the products in fast order.
Could you speak a little bit about your patent portfolio and any perceived risks?
Our patent portfolio today, we have 75 patents pending. We have developed a number of families of patent technology, different ways that attack the biofilm problem. And these technologies have application in a number of different industries, animal health, human health. They are involved, can be involved in commercial or institutional or industrial settings. Very broad applications of where the patent technology is applicable and the various ways, mode of action that these patents and technologies work under. In terms of risks to the patent portfolio, I guess one of the things I look at is patents have a defined life, and some of the technologies can move through that, and the patent can start to approach, that it's in the second half of its lifespan. But there's ways that you can mitigate that. So one of the things that we do is we look for ways to extend our patents through patenting, the various things in combination with what we already have patented. And so we're doing that right now in one of our patent families. We're doing things that can extend the useful life of that patent and that asset for the company.
Do you have any notable strategic partnerships?
Strategic partnerships are very important to the company. We look at ourselves as a biotechnology research and development company primarily. And then we look for market access partners because it's very expensive, it takes a lot of time, a lot of money to develop market access. So what we want to do is we want to find strategic partners that we can license our technology to. A good example of that is a company called Dechra. Dechra is focused exclusively in the veterinarian space. We signed an exclusive license and distribution agreement with DEKRA in 2017, and that covers the North American veterinarian market. So we have two of our applications, or two of our technologies, that are being applied to DEKRA products. The first is in oral care for companion pets, and the second is to do with skin technologies, specifically to start with ear infections. Ear infections is the #1 reason why dogs get taken to the vet, and this is a market area that DEKRA is a leader in, and we're actually building a product with them that would break up biofilms, all that stuff that's in the infected dog's ear.
Why did you choose to enter animal health first before moving on to human or industrial applications?
Animal health is an interesting market for our company because of a number of things. First of all, the size, the growth rate. In North America, in the US specifically, it's a $69 billion industry last year. It's consistently growing between 5 and 7% a year. It seems to be kind of recession-proof. If you look at companion pets, they're members of the family now. And so they have a place in the family that there's a lot of money spent on that market. We saw that there was two opportunities for some of our antibiofilm technology. One is the oral care for dogs and cats. They suffer from plaque and tartar being accumulated on their teeth, just as we are used to ourselves. And so there are technologies that we have that will actually attack and break up those tartar and the plaque on the teeth. The other aspect was going into the skin or dermatology type applications, ear infections, hot spots. Typically when a dog or a cat gets an infection, they'll scratch, lick it, they'll bite at it and make it worse. And so there is opportunities there that biofilms become a problem, and our technology can help calm those areas down. So that's one aspect. It's a big market. The second is that from a regulatory perspective, it is relatively easy to go after that market compared to the human market. So it's kind of the low-hanging fruit. And then the third thing is we saw is that when you look in the market and you look at the products that are on the shelf, a lot of it is not coming from a backing of science. There's no third-party clinical trials that can demonstrate efficacy, that the product actually works. And in many conditions, there's products on the shelf that have ingredients that are deemed unsafe. So we looked at all of that, thought our technology has a great fit. We have done efficacy trials to make sure that we can prove that our product works. We adhere to safety standards in the industry, and we think that the value of our products speak for themselves.
What is Kane Biotech's strategy for entering the human health space?
The human health market is a focus for us in 2018. There are three areas in what I refer to as chronic inflammatory skin disorders. The first being athlete's foot, second one being atopic dermatitis, eczema, and the third being seborrheic dermatitis, which is commonly associated with chronic dandruff. In all three of those conditions, we have product formulations that we have tested with people, and we've had excellent testimonial results. So our intent in 2018 is to go forward with at least 2 clinical trials to gather scientific data on how efficacious those products are, and then we'll be looking for market access partners.
What is Kane Biotech's strategy for entering the industrials industry, such as food safety?
The food processing and food safety industry, biofilms can form on hard metal surfaces, hard plastic surfaces. They can exist for months. They can even over a year in span. And so they can be a very major problem in those industries. We have developed technology that is a hard surface disinfectant cleaner. It attacks biofilms, not just bacteria that's free floating, but the biofilms themselves, to break those up and expose the bacteria so it can be killed in a relatively easy way. So those areas are kind of next in line after the human health side. But if you think of places like hospitals, food processing, food manufacturing, clinics, doctors' clinics, even veterinarian clinics, things like that, nursing homes, all of these areas have application where we can take the technology forward into very, very large market opportunities.
What milestones should investors look out for over the next 12 months?
In 2018, if we look at the full year, we've already achieved a couple of things. First of all, we uplisted to the OTC QB market. That was a priority for us so that we could increase the availability of Kane Biotech stock to the U.S. investors. We also engaged Edison Group as our investor relations firm. And this year is a year we want to really take the story out and talk about Kane Biotech in the marketplace. We're a publicly traded company. It's only in the last 2 years that we've really started to commercialize on our opportunities. I see us growing our revenue, growing our company significantly in the coming year, 2 years, 3 years. Our opportunity to expand with DEKRA. So they have a number of products in our oral care that is already on the market. We will be adding additional products into the oral care product family with them, and that expands the revenue base that we would get royalty revenue from. It also helps us achieve milestone payments that are part of the agreement. With DEKRA as well, we see launching our otic ear infection product based on our Dispersin B technology. That is an area that, DEKRA is already a leader in that part of the market. And this product would help break up biofilms that are in the ear. If you think of an ear infection of a dog, it's kind of messy in there. And so our product's job is to go in there and break up those biofilms, make those products more effective. With DEKRA as well, they're a UK-based company. They're actually larger in the European side than they are in North America. And our agreement with them today is for the North American space. So we would love to see that agreement expand into the European side. They also do business in other parts of the world. And so we see opportunities to increase the geography with DEKRA and take those opportunities forward. And then we see opportunities that we can take forward in the animal health and the human health side. We're in discussions with a company right now. I can't mention any of the specifics of it, but it's a Fortune 100 company that has interest in our technologies for animal health applications as well as human health and industrial cleaners. So those are things that in 2018, I think we will see progress and achievement on a number of those milestones over the course of the year.
How do you feel about where Kane Biotech is and where it's going?
I'm excited about where Kane Biotech is today. I jump out of bed every morning and I'm eager to get into the office to work with the opportunities and what I see developing. I think that the company's technologies are industry leading. I think the applications that we have are significant. I think we have the opportunity to bring excellent products to the market. And we've got the capability, as we've shown with our deal that we signed with DEKRA in 2017, we have the ability to license these to leading market access partners. And that, I think, builds a company and builds our revenue stream rapidly. So I'm excited. I'm very optimistic about the prospects and the future of the company.